told, don't have pride in anything, don't be arrogant in anything. You show me an arrogant dude who has his life all together, that's the kind of man I respect. I don't care if you come along and say, I'm the Don. I got my wife, she loves me. I got my children, she loves me. I know I can afford to feed them. I don't need anyone but myself. That's the kind of person I respect.
Sure.
And so many people come to me and they're like, oh, but you come across as arrogant. I said, my life's just fine. And maybe you should be more arrogant, and you won't take so much crap from people, and you might get somewhere. Let's try to install some pride in people.
And you are improving lives. I mean, we had this discussion before, about these socioeconomic conditions, but you're actually taking action. You and your brother are taking action and actually improving people's lives, therefore improving the world. I mean, we're in Los Angeles right now. You have a group of people down the street at another facility where you're doing training right now.
We're training them right now. And we had 100 people in the Transylvanian mountains. You guys came out. Like, it was crazy how fast it's come off. And Michael, so I'd like to hear Cernovich's point of view on this, but I really am a believer that if you're an able-bodied man in the West, you can get your life together. I don't care how bad it starts. I don't care. Like, I have a sub story. You have a sub story. Mike has a sub story. None of us had a perfect start. But if you're an able-bodied man with the right mindset, there's no reason to live anything other than a nice, good, comfortable life. You may not be a billionaire, but you're going to have a wife who respects you. You're going to have children. You're going to have money in the bank, and everything's going to be fine. And that's my personal view.
Yeah, all the information's there. That's why, in a way, I'm simultaneously empathetic to people's condition, but also very intolerant, where I'm just like, you're pathetic. Like, I just don't even want your energy near me. Like, what do you mean you're physically able to walk? You don't have any defects or whatever, and you're just, oh, I don't know, I can't do that, or why do you do this, or what if I do this, or how do I do that? I was like, you can't pick up a book, right? You just, or you can now go to the internet. You can game theory any kind of thing out, and the thing I like about your approach is that you just don't allow people to ask questions. Like, no, you have to give me a situation. I went into this job, I applied, I've talked for half an hour, here's the way the interview did, what went wrong, versus, oh, how do I find a job? It's like, get out of here.
Absolutely.
Just get out of here.
It's super results-based, because I've kicked people out. I've had people who join, and they don't listen, or they don't show, call it showing receipts. Show me something you're doing. So 1 week we'll say, you're going to do something impressive this week. I don't care what it is, you better show it. If you don't do it, then you get kicked out. And that's the reality. And that's the reality of life, man. That's the reality of life. You can't be sitting around waiting for things to happen to you. Also, I think, especially in the West, a lot of people's problems are all in their mind. And I'm not saying that mental conditions aren't real, because absolutely some are. But I try and explain to people, look, the only thing on the planet you have genuine control over is your state of mind. Like, you can't even control your health. You might get hit by lightning. You can't control other people. You can't control the weather. You can't control anything. The only thing you can affect in genuine real time is how you feel in your head.
And so much of that's true, because Scott Adams calls them mental prisons. Other people talk about differently. And yeah, there's a difference. Like, I've known this is why I don't have any patience for men who are like, blah, blah. Like, my mom was bipolar. Like, I know what a real mental illness is. You don't have a mental illness. You're just a pussy. You're just pathetic and afraid to take any kind of action. And these mental problems people have are, well, I'm afraid to go do that. Why? Because you're going to get rejected? Are you going to die? Are you going to go cry yourself to sleep? So in their own mind, they have this fear of some consequence that may or may not even happen. And that is, they're living in a mental prison. Or, we had to bully, Bolin here a little bit just to go to Romania, because he was in a mental prison, never travel internationally. It's like, you have the money.
Exactly.
Just get on a fucking plane. Just get on a plane. Like, because Mike was like, well, what flight are you going to be on? I'm like, look, bro, I'm not your travel agent. Just get on a plane and do it. And then you realize, oh, that was amazing.
Yeah,
I'm glad I did that. Yeah.
I'll take credit for bullying Mike.
Yeah. And there's so many people who just, they literally live in prisons of their own making.
Talk to them. They're locked up. They're locked up mentally. They're in a dark place. They cannot let go of their past, and they basically refuse to change. They talk about change, they voice change, but their actions say otherwise. When you give up on humanity, you give up on yourself. When you say people are effed up, society's effed up, it's really you that's effed up. You're the one who has failed yourself, because you failed to see the life lessons, and whatever it is you went through, so that you can move forward.
Where there won't be any real consequence. Yeah, you might look stupid. Yeah, you might. I mean, you've looked stupid.
Everyone has.
You have to.
Everyone
Yeah.
has.
Right.
And the worst thing is these prisons are propped up by people who care about them. And I say care if this was video, I say care in apostrophes because they think they care by reinforcing someone's negative behavior and attitudes. If someone comes to me and goes, "Oh, I get really shy and anxious," I'll say, "So?"
Right.
Not. Oh, okay, that must be horrible. No, so do it anyway. Yeah, but I'm shy. I don't care. No one cares. The whole world doesn't care.
Nobody cares.
You go. If you could drop dead tomorrow, the world wouldn't care. The sun's still going to rise. People are still going to go to work. So you're going to sit here and worry about speaking? Like, so many people are trying to be supportive, especially in the West. You have these family units and people around other people, and they think they're doing the right thing by being supportive, when really you just need to be told, piss off.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm not interested in your excuse.
And this is what you're teaching in the war room.
Yeah, I was going to say that is one thing I will add about the war room. We are a movement of positivity. Me and Andrew are not archetypes that every man should try to strive to be. However, you guys have seen my house. You've seen the cars I drive. None of it's fake. You've seen the women that I date. I'm a very, very happy person. And I believe if you're a young man and you're 17 and you're playing video games, maybe masturbating too much on the internet, and you're not striving to live a life similar to mine, get a beautiful girlfriend, live in a nice house, drive a nice car, work a good job, make a good income, we are very, very happy people. And we tell people, I think, what they need to hear, rather than reinforcing these negative stereotypes. Oh, you're sad. Well, maybe you should see a psychiatrist. Maybe you should pop some pills. That's going to fix your sadness. No.
Happiness is a super interesting, and shut me up if I'm talking too much, but happiness to me is a super interesting concept, because when people come to me and say, I'm not happy, I say, why should you be happy? They're like, what do you mean? I was like, who told you should be happy all the time without working for it? Happiness is at the top of a mountain somewhere. You ain't been anywhere. You haven't even climbed it. You haven't even got out of your house. Who tells you? Only Western society has told you should be happy permanently, without reason, all the time. That's not natural. No one, I don't think you should be happy. You're not happy? Why? Well, you're fat and you're lazy. You don't do shit. So yeah, you're not happy.
Unless you're Tristan, or like my wife Shauna, they're blessed with some kind of happy gene.
Yeah.
Shauna is always happy.
Same with Tristan.
And then people go, Tristan's the same thing. How do people go, are you a happy person? I'm like, fuck no, I'm not happy, but I'm fulfilled. Like, I'm dumb. I get out of bed like ready to kill it. But nobody who knows me like, oh yeah, Mikey's a real happy, go lucky guy. But the flip side is it doesn't mean I'm depressed either.
Exactly.
That's it. So people think they're like chasing a dragon. It's like, well, maybe you're not supposed to be happy.
Yeah.
Maybe you just want to do something that you think is like killing the game, and that's what moves you.
And some people, like myself, and probably Michael will agree with me here, I can get happy, but I gotta achieve something big, and then it's temporary, and then I gotta do something else big. It's a huge motivator for me. Like, it's the reason my life's amazing.
But Tristan's happy about everything. He'll be like, guys, I love that podcast. That was so good. Meanwhile, I'm like, that was a good show, but like, I need,
I will slightly defend myself here. 8 years ago, when I was driving a broken-ass car and sleeping on my friend's couch, I was not happy all the time. I've reached a point, and I've put a life together for myself where basically nothing can upset me. Some Twitter trolls come at me. That's the worst thing that could happen to me in a day. And I laugh, I smile, I go out with my girlfriend.
Which girlfriend though?
Yeah, exactly. One of them, maybe two of them. Right. And I'll sit and drink Japanese whiskey with you, and I think, well, the Twitter trolls, they can sit and type away. Nothing can faze me.
Well, I think that's what's interesting about both of you is that you guys are really friendly, nice guys, and you get branded as being an asshole or something, but you're not. I know Mike and I were going out to grab coffee in Romania, and we were trying to figure out how we were going to get there, and we were teasing that we were going to take Tristan's Lamborghini, and Mike and I like, oh, here's the key, and the key was actually sitting on the counter, and he thought we legitimately took the car, but he wasn't like calling us and freaking out and stuff. He was like, well,
have fun.
My rule is this: I don't let anyone drive my car who couldn't afford to buy me a new one. So, Mr. Boland, I would have written you a very big invoice with a few extra, Romanian add-ons there for fees and my trouble.